Today, our conversation will be real. It's unscripted, but we're going to be talking about Jesus in the workplace. So, today, I have with me Abby, who will introduce herself and let you know who she is. Then she would engage me in questions. Abby, over to you. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Pastor. I'm glad to be here. My name is Abby Koyer. I do quite a number of things like hiking, marketing, photography, and videography, and I'm passionate about discipling. So I've read the answer to everything, and I've got some questions. Wondering how can I replicate this in the workplace, because I meet a lot of people.
Yeah, so workplace is an interesting place, and I believe that it's actually one of the most important places where this can work. Sometimes most times the easiest, I believe also. The workplace is such that it's a place where cultures melt down. What I mean by that is this. People with their different cultures come into a workspace daily. And what happens is that right before they get into that workspace, they drop their cultures at the door and they only have to deal with the culture of the workspace, which means that normally the barriers people encounter to start relationships and all that and start conversations have been totally broken down, because now we are here together on a common ground. Now that gives us a good entry into the workspace. What I believe, I can now start to reproduce it in that space, because I am now not dealing with culture, but I am walking through an existing culture. And you see, everything we do must be lying on a specific culture. Culture is what gives some level of fluidity to the things we do. So there's a workplace culture. What happens is I bring what I have and put it on that workplace culture. Now it can play out in different ways. You find out that in some offices there is a subtle or even sometimes bold culture about we don't discuss anything called faith here. What you believe, your religion and all that, we don't discuss it, which is okay. You don't have to break that protocol, otherwise that culture will expound you. So you don't break that protocol. But what that space gives you is the opportunity to meet people and make friends with people. So you can make friends with them and you take that friendship outside that workplace, where you can now start to disciple them. If you try to do it within the workspace, it may cost you a lot. Most times cost you your job. And that tells you that you have even lost those set of people that God probably opened up to you by giving you a job in that space. So how do you take this to a workspace? Number one is first think about how can I first of all, what does the culture of this workspace look like? Does this culture encourage our faith? People share their faith, talk about their faith. If it does, wow, that's so good. That's a good place. You can start by picking people one after the other and discipling them in that space. So you don't really have to create a prayer meeting or a fellowship. It's by picking the first person who is closest to you, and you are having conversations with them about improving their lives. You see, because oftentimes when we think discipleship, people always think Bible. If most times if you throw the Bible first, people quickly reject you because they don't want the Bible. But you can use your life and the way you interact with them to attract them to listen to your Bible. So I tell people that there are three main circles. And how do you connect those three circles? There's one circle called carnality, there's another circle called spirituality, and there's a third circle called humanity. There are three circles. How do you connect these three circles? Okay, most times people try to say they'll do it like a set, but I tell them no, it's not a set. There is one circle which is a big one called humanity. But inside that big humanity circle, you have the spirituality and the carnality circle within it. Because you see, if you are spiritual, you are human. If you are carnal, you are human. So the only way we can bring people from carnality into our spirituality is to step out into humanity, to connect with them on the basis of humanity, and now invite them into our spirituality. If you try to invite them into spirituality directly, you appear to them as being spooky, and people don't want to relate with spookiness. Okay, so I step out in humanity. I relate with you as a human. I want to know how you feel, how you are doing, how you are faring, and all those questions are how I'm trying to connect with you on humanity basis. And you remember, I think we were having a conversation about connecting and people wanting to, in relationship, wanting to connect and all that. The goal is to connect, not to give an answer, but to understand the person talking. So, and humanity gives us an opportunity to do that. So, while in the office, you are connecting with people on humanity basis. Even if the office allows you to share your faith, the way you connect with them is by being human, by knowing how they are feeling, what is stressing them, how can I help you, how can I be somebody that would offer some kind of solutions to you for what you are going through. As you begin to do that, people start to open up to you and want to learn more from you, want to know more from you. And by the time that starts to happen, you can start to take them on a journey of knowing the God you serve. So you start out by that. But even if that organization does not allow you to share your faith, what you do is you become friends with them and take those kind of discussions outside that place. Still connect with them on the basis of humanity. The organization cannot say you cannot connect on the basis of humanity. This person is human. My colleague is going through a problem. I am just there to help them through that problem. But while that is happening, I am ensuring that I am creating some other relationship outside the office where we can meet and connect so that I can start to introduce to them what my beliefs. And as we continue to do that, I do that for the first person. I encourage that person that do for someone else as well. So we continue to multiply like that. And before you know it, we can actually take over a whole organization by discipling all of them if we start small. Oftentimes we normally look for big. We want to do a big crusade in the office to get everybody born again, but it gets us into trouble. Start with one person. We change the world by changing a disciple after the other. That is how we can multiply it. So, you've told me about your specifics in the sense that you meet people, probably you meet different people every week because of the kind of thing you do. So, what do you do there? Make friends with them. You've met them today. Make friends with them while we are working with them. As you are working with them, you are trying to hear them out. There is an acronym we normally use, say bless people. What that means is I begin with prayer. B means begin with prayer. Meaning that before I go to work today, I'm sitting in my house and I'm praying. I'm saying, God, I'm going to work today. I'm going to meet people. Help me connect with those people. Teach me what to say to connect with them. So I start out with prayer. Then I begin with prayer. Then L means listen. We are listening to them as we have conversations with them, listening to them to hear their pain points. Because you actually, it's easier for you to connect with people on their pain points. So hear their pain points. You've listened. E out of bless is eat, but it means have meaningful engagement. So it means, so once you've heard this person's pain point, you need to initiate a meaningful engagement, meaning things like this person says something like, this economy is just something. That's the pain point for the person. What can be your meaningful engagement as you have that conversation with the person? Say, well, yeah, it can be something, but you see, it looks like there are some people that are are in this economy, but they are not affected by this economy. And the person, yeah, that's curiosity already. Who are those people? I don't want to be affected by the economy as well and all that. And you can start to have faith conversations with them from that place. But you have started having meaningful engagement, because what you are doing is that you are getting them to see that I understand your pain, but I also know a better way. And that wants to make them probe further. So the first S in bless is serve them, meaning be a solution to their problem or be a part of the solution to the problem. How can you be a solution or part of solution to this person's problem? Is by introducing them to what you know. Sometimes it may even be, maybe not first of all introducing them to your faith beliefs about money and resources. It may be that you are introducing them to investment opportunities that you know. How can, maybe you should find a way to multiply your money. How can we work together to ensure that you can earn more? Do you have lag time, or what skill can we get? Can you get to make sure you earn more? The person feels like you are serving them because they need more money, because their complaint is the economy. So what can I do to help you get more money? Is the question you're asking. But the last S is share your faith, share the gospel with them, share the love of Jesus with them. So if you look at this bless, as you're talking to that person already trusts you, because you are now becoming a part of the solution to their problem, or even the solution. Maybe they don't have a job, you know somebody who can give them a job, you recommend them, you introduce them to that person, they feel you've solved their problem. So they can listen to the last S, which is share your faith with them. And if you can do that continuously with people you meet weekly, making friends with them, bringing them into conversations and leading them on in the way, you will begin to disciple a lot of people, even in the workplace or from the workplace.
Thank you very much. It is a very good strategy that will actually give me that confidence to speak to people in the workplace, because I just used to go like attacking my faith, but it was like spooky the way you are saying.
Yeah.
But with this new strategy, beginning with prayer, listening, having engagement, serving, then sharing my faith is actually shows that I'm caring about the person.
Yes.
Before even sharing my faith.
Your faith.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank
Yes. You're welcome. Hope that helped you.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining us again on this episode. I believe you understand how to use this. Remember the bless practices. Bless people. Begin with prayer. Listen to for pain points. Eat. Have meaningful engagements with them. Serve them and share your faith. You can do that in your offices. God bless you. See you on the next episode.